All right, here we go. We are back. So as you can see, if I had to say, probably about a half hour it took just to, I did exactly what I told you guys I was going to do. I got that outer skin off. I cut it. I got the pieces out. I kind of just ground inside that edge. There was a little rust on the inside lip. You can see there, but I'm not touching that inside lip at all. We're not messing with that. So basically cut it, got it pretty decent. So here's the piece right here. I'm gonna get this into place. Forgive me, I'm trying to hold the camera, but this is it. Pretty much generally where she's gonna go. Just like that. As you can see, there's a little bit of a gap, but there is always going to be a little bit of a gap. So, I mean, I can do one or two things. I might just go ahead and just grind this to metal and just tack, and just tack all the way down the door. Or I might do it with the panel bond like I've done before. But I don't know, I have a feeling the welding might, it's going to take a little longer because I'm going to have to weld, but, and then I'm going to have to grind it. But at the end of the day, for what it took me to get this door skin off and get this one fit, which it's fit pretty decent right now. I don't think there's much more I got to do with it versus trying to work, because if you imagine where this is, the inside there's really no access. I could have cut a hole on the inside door to get to this part and then took wood and pounded it out. I'd still have to weld up that crack. It's hard to tell, but this thing was all caved in. It wasn't just this crease, it was all caved in here. This whole area is the inner door part. There's really no way to get in there. There's no room. So that's where, you got stud welders, you can weld studs and, use the slide hammer and pound them out. But then you still got to recreate this lower body line. And you can see this line, it don't exist no more. We got a new line. So I figured, instead of spending God knows how long, I'm thinking you'd spend at least an hour and a half, couple hours, slide hammering it, getting this straight, then fiberglassing it or body or Bondo, whichever you choose to do. I'd probably do a layer of fiberglass to start to really build it up and then Bondo over that. But, for the amount of time and the effort, and then you got a block sand, you got a, guide coat. I mean, if you're going to do it somewhat right, if you're going to spend the time to do that, you want it to look decent. Versus now, I could really come in here. I could grind this real nice. Get all this paint off to like this edge. So I'll probably come into here, take all this blue paint off. So I'll get all that off. I'll start tacking this piece in. I'll do a tack like every few inches. And then I'll go in and I'll tack in between, not to do too much. You don't want to warp it, but just nice tacks. And once you build up nice tacks, you really just got to grind those, and if you tack them decent, you don't make huge globs, you're not going to have much to grind. You get them ground, and then you just skim coat, some Bondo, boom, and then you're done, I mean, I'm not saying it's wham, bam, thank you, man, that easy. It's always easier said than done, but as you can see, I'd say I'm at least 50% of the way to having this door done. I'm closer than you think. So the way I look at it is, what it would have taken me to try to fix that, boom, we're done. We're good. It's going to be on there. It's going to be done. It's going to look good. No real body work except for this seam, crimping the inside, little seam sealer. And now we're moving on, man. Now we're on to the next step, So that's why I went with the skin versus trying to fix that. Now, if that swipe had been like up here, if that swipe had been like right in here and not into this body line and not deep in this corner where you have no way to get to it, I would have fixed it, because you have all the room in the world inside the door to get in there. And even if you didn't, you could use the stud welder and pull it. But where this was, the fact that it went down into the corner of the door and the fact that it basically took this body line and demolished it, I don't know. To me, it was a lot more work. I'm thinking if you brought it to a body shop, I think the body shop would have done the same thing. They would have just said, listen, we're just going to skin the lower door. We're not going to try to get that out. I don't think they'd put the work into getting it out. So just want to give a quick update, and we're going to be moving right along. Once I get it kind of where I want it and I get it all tacked in, I'll come back with the video and show you guys where I'm at. All right.